Okay. All right. So this is what we're doing. Hopefully you guys have a canvas that's black. Yes. Yes. All right. So then what I need, yeah. Okay. And you have to make it any size you want. What I need is everybody to have some paper. And we're going to practice in your journal or practice. I just want to go over a couple of these flowers with you before we take it to our canvas, and then we'll do a little leaf stroke practice. We're going to use 3/4 inch brushes. And hello, sweetie. Hey, Miss Joe. So we are, where's Joe here? There she is. All right. So we're going to practice on paper first. And I'm going to take the, let's take our blue first. And so everybody should have their canvas base coated. We're going to use cobalt blue, a bright blue. And we need a good white. I had a couple of whites that are kind of sticky. I'm hoping I can get out a good white. Yeah, that's nice. And we're really not going to use a ton of medium because it'll make it really muddy. And this is a lot like you would do with W oils. And I usually do this type of painting with W oils. And like I mentioned, I am going to do that. But what I want you to see is that you can get the same kind of look with acrylic, but it isn't as smooth as oils. But when you do with oils, you can also make it pretty muddy pretty fast too. So if you could get where you're comfortable with acrylics, it makes it really easy. You could go to your oils and do the same thing. But with the oils, what you would do is continually wipe off your brush after each stroke, so that when you pick up white and stroke it across the blue, it's going to blend, instead of making it, if you then go to the next one, then you lose all color. So that's one of the things I wanted to share with you. And what we're going to do is see, let me get my pencil. We're going to see the shape of what we're painting so that we can easily take it to our canvas. But a couple of other things that we're going to do is show you a different kind of leaf. This leaf I use a lot. Like if I was doing fabric painting and working on jeans or working on oils again, this is a leaf I do for that. Did anybody watch me do my little live for fun today? We were upside down, sideways.
Saw you.
Yes.
What did you say?
I saw you upside down.
Sideways, crazy. But anyway, Lori says, oh, we got to start over. I said, doesn't matter. We were just trying to talk to y'all. Anyway, not trying to say anything, just saying hi. So anyway, hope you got something out of it. Who knows? All right. So what I want to do is go down and change my camera so that we can start drawing this in together. All right, so I'm going to mute everybody for you newbies. When I mute, you can still, I don't want to be sharing. All right, so I mute everybody just because you want me to be full screen. So hopefully you have a speaker view. Speaker view is me. I put yes so that you can unmute yourself to ask me questions, okay? But because I have the lighted screen, I should be full screen for you. All right, so that means I'm speaker screen for most of the speaker view for most of you. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to take us down to my drawing camera. Okay, so that we're painting and drawing together. All right, so what I want to see is, get this out of the way for a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to take and draw my flower. All right, and so this is what we're going to start with. All right, and there's two different types of flowers. One, we're going to go like this, and one that we start down here and go like this. Okay, so this one has an arch at the top. Okay. We're going to have the round one and this one. Okay. This shows you the trumpet of the flower. And so we're going to chalk in where these are going to go when we start painting. But I want to show you how fun and easy these end up being. So we're going to start with the round one first. And we're just going to, just because of time, we're going to mostly practice with the blue and white. So I put a lot of blue out. And I'm going to take my 3/4 and I'm going to go into water. Get that brush wet first. Lay it on the paper towel to dry it off. Okay. And then we're ready to stroke. All right, I want y'all to see both of this at the same time. Okay, so you have to do this and make sure it's wet as you're adding the other colors, okay? So I'm going to come in and pick up blue on both sides. All right, so we want a lot of blue. So when I'm coming to my circle, the first thing I want you to do is push down, and then we're going to pull it in. So we kind of slide that to the left a little bit and pull it in. So that gives you that up, over, coming over stroke. So everybody put that one on first. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to push and stroke over. And every time I go pick up more paint. Okay, so now these petals, each way, say if I'm going over here, I'm still curving it in. And it's important that you do this like this as you're doing it, because over here, you're going to slide to the right and pull in. Slide to the right and pull in. So these come from the right and these come from the left. That's real important because that's, as we're stroking on top of that, that's the movement we want to see. And that's nice, Sharon, so I can see. Okay, so you're going to push. See, look at, if I push hard on here, it fans it out some and gives me that curve I want. But then what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to push hard and I'm going to lift to the middle. Now this is what people tend to do. If you're just stroking like that, you're just painting. You're painting something in. Okay? If you take and put pressure and then lift, you're doing stroke work. We want to put pressure, lift. That's how we get strokes. So we're going to push here and pull up. And then, so this is coming sideways, and this is coming this way. Where am I? Can you see me? I'm going to push this and pull this way and pull that way. All right, so the center doesn't really matter because you're going to put some dark in there anyway. But see, it's shiny and wet still, and we've got to be able to go work with it while it's wet. So I am wiping off the excess blue. We're not going into water because I want some blue in it. So I can take the excess blue off, but see, I'm gently wiping it off. Okay, so I still have glue inside the brush, but the surface of the brush I wiped off. Okay, so now look what happens here. We're going to come over here and grab the blue. Now we're going to do that every stroke. All right, so let's come, hopefully this is still wet. We're going to start here, we're going to push down and we're going to lift. Oh, my paper went with me. See, I don't want to stop like that. My paper slids. Let me show you here. Push and lift. And that's the good stroke right there. Everybody try one. Hopefully you didn't do what I just did. Okay, let's do another one together. Now watch this. I want you to push hard and then lift. Now when you're doing this, you're seeing where it's pulling to, the direction, which is really important. So can y'all see that up close? This is the one I stopped short of, but I want you to see. Let's come up real close, watch this. I can push here and just drag it and leave some blue showing, push it and drag. And see, those work even better when you do less. So I didn't go get more paint, I'm just dragging that on there. Push, drag. Now I'm getting some more paint. Push, left, push. Now this is supposed to go this way. See how it went another way? It went from here, this way. But see, now I've got mud, so I've got to come back here, slide to the side and lift up, push hard and lift up. Okay, so what I'm seeing here that I'm not happy with is this one right here, because I stopped wrong. All right, so now when this happens, sometimes we've got way too much white. All right, so I'm going to wipe that off, and I can come in here, if everybody watches, I can come in here and drag it back in. Oops. So I can't drag it back in as well because it's acrylic, because now what's happening is it's like paste, because we're working with acrylic. But if you were painting this quickly, like I originally started, I'm going to try, I want y'all to try this one more time. So I'm picking up all blue, and I'm going to stroke quick and show you what happens. So the curving from side to this side to this side, all right? Let me come up a little bit more. And then as I'm going around, I'm just knowing about halfway here, you want to come the other way. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe off some of that blue, and I'm going to go into my white. All right, so now if I push and then drag, push and drag, so I can leave more of that blue, push. We just want ever so lightly put some blue streaks in here, which is going to accent my blue and not turn my blue all white. Okay, so this one should have a better look for you, because we're more wet when we worked on it. All right, and in the middle, we're going to put some black. Okay, so far, most of you feel like you can get that movement. Because this, I just want to reinforce again that this is the movement we're trying for. All right. I want to see that you were doing lie, push, stand up. Lie and stand up. See, we're having a curve there, or we're doing this curve. Okay? So when we start, when I say slide, I am chisel, I kind of slide to the right, and then I stand up, stand up, stand up, and get that curve. So the next one goes right against that one, but you can actually leave a little bit of a crack right there to be the difference in the two petals. And then as you're working it around, these are the ones that are in front. So the ones in the front are curving this way. But watch what happens here. They're going to curve the opposite way. All right. So then all you have to do is have one in the middle that's different. But we slide to the right and then pull up into the center. So it's these strokes over and over. It's this stroke or this stroke as they're coming around. You have solid blue standing up. So then when you grab the white, you just want to pick up a little bit, and drag across it. Okay, now what I've realized just now is that because of how mine's drying, I'm going to not wipe off my blue inside. I'm going to have blue, and I'm going to go right from this blue and grab some white because I'm seeing that I get a better stroke with that. So I'm going to push and then lift, and it flows better for me. So this is the look we really want. So I didn't wipe it off there. See, that gets a more natural look. And here's our painting again. See that? So, see, I like the way this blue showed up in this one. I like this one, but I don't really like how the red showed up. I was trying not to get pink, but when you look at this one, this is yellow and white, and then we start pulling red from the center. But it's just yellow and white originally. Okay, did y'all try some with blue on your brush and then add the pure white? So you got to get it to where it's comfortable for you. No medium, but I want you to see how pretty all this one, and that one turn out. And that was with blue. And that's looking better. As some people really like pure white to pop on you, and that's fine too. But this is the more the look that I did on the black. I forgot, I thought I usually on oils, I wipe it all off and then I pick it up again, but I must have left some on there. Okay, so now let's flip over to this one, because this one takes a few more steps. So whichever flower color that we do, that we have a back petal and a front petal is this process that I'm going to do right now. And I sent you some of those step outs so you could see. All right, so we're going to do blue again, and we're going to push down, and we're going to pull up. Push down, and pull up. So those are the two sides, left and right. And the only thing that we're trying to do is keep going. And so I don't want to leave you behind, but we kind of got to keep going to get the color. So now I'm going to slide over and pull down in the middle again. And I'm going to do this 3 this way. And then we're going to come over this way and do it the opposite way from the right. Okay, So we did all the back petals. And there's curves. If you're looking at it up close, you're going to see those curves. So we start with the two sides, like how far we want those sides out there. All right. Now, this is what I want to do. I kept the blue paint on here. I'm going to grab the white. And every time I come over here, I just grab a little white. So on the back row, we're going to touch and lift, touch and lift. See, I didn't get enough white. Get some more white. But I still have the blue. See how pretty that is? And I'm just grabbing pure white. Whoops, I got a lot of white. And then we're going to push this one over here. Now I can go back on here and pick up a little bit more blue if I feel like I'm getting too much white. And I want to see streaks all the way around while that blue is wet. Like some, but see, this is the thing. This edge right here is not good, but I can't go back and touch that. If you go back a second time and you try to do this, look what happens. It makes it all blurry. But I can put it dark again. Put dark in there again. And try to pick up a little bit more white again. And streak it. I can add another one in here. But yeah, you take the chance of just muddying up everything. Okay, so we're going to lay that brush down a minute. And we're going to get our number 2 strip liner. Number 2 strip liner. My liner's got a problem, so I'm going to use my enamel one. Okay, so we need licorice. And I don't have licorice here. Where is my licorice? Well, I have a lot of black here. And all I have is navy blue. All right. I just had a full bottle. What should I do? Okay. I'm going to have to really make mine easy because it's too thick. So to make it inky, we're going to take three brushes and 3 full brushes of water into my black. I'll have to find mine in a few minutes. See. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to tap in here and make the center, and half of the center is going to be covered with the next blue. Okay, so everybody tap that in. Okay, I'm going to put this up closer so y'all can see. Okay, so what's going to happen is roll your brush into the black, and what we want to do is touch and lift. Touch and lift. Touch, lift, touch, lift. So when we touch, it makes it bigger, and we pull down. Now, this is what we do. Instead of pulling up, if you're pulling up, it's harder to control where you're going. So what I do is I like to decide where I want the stamen to go to. So if I want the stamen here, then it's easy to pull back here or here, and I cross over each other. Do you see that? Now, if I want it to have some color in it, not the pollen, but the color, I can take and streak this across some white And as I'm stroking this, see, I have to steady it with my little finger over here. All right, and I touch and I pull. And I put little bits of white into that stem so it pops more. Okay. Now, what I have done in some of the paintings, and some of them I just left it like that, but there was more white showing. But I take my liner, and I can leave whatever's on my liner, but sometimes I'll clean it, and I'll pick up yellow. I pick up thick yellow and thick white. Now what I'm going to do is I put my little finger down like this, and I'm not going to touch each one. I tap around. Okay. Okay, and we're adding some yellow. And the reason I don't want to stand up here and tap without my finger, because I get a heavier spots like that. And we don't really want those heavy spots. So, all right, so this is what I was saying on this one, where it's black, it's just the white and the black together. But then these, I put a little bit of yellow. And a little bit of yellow. All right. So if these centers are really pretty, like this one's more delicate, if these centers are really pretty, then the whole painting looks better because your eyes are going, wow, isn't that pretty? And this one, see, that makes that flower just pop. See, this is what I'm trying to show you, is we need this dark blue to be underneath there so we see depth. Same thing with this guy. See the dark blue in the middle? So when I'm bringing the white, I don't want it too white, but you see how you can see the different petals? So that makes it really easier to do. All right, so the thing is that it does help to let that black dry, but what I'm gonna do, because we wanna get this going here. It's still driving me crazy because I've set my camera to tell me that I'm in the East Coast, and it's still, because I was in California, it's giving me the Californian time. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, everybody with me? All right, so what we want to do is come inside here, and I'm going to scoop the first one down, grab more blue, and decide where I want this one to overlap and slide it down. Okay. Now it's real careful. I might take a blow dry and make sure that this is dry, but I'm not going to worry about it because this is just our practice one. So we're going to come right in here, lower, and do the next petal all the way down to the center. I'm picking up fresh blue each time. I'm going to come right next to this one. See, I'm a little bit lower, and I'm curving it down. And afterwards, see, I can decide to add a few more stamens over there if I want to. And I'm going to put one more right in here at an angle. Okay. Now, what I don't like about this one is, see, it's all light in the back instead of that depth like I was talking to you about. But I can come in here with a really bright white on this blue brush. And I can come right in here make that really pop. Push. I grabbed a little yellow there. You don't want to do that. Now I really want this one to look like it's curved and comes around. See how pretty that looks down here? You want to see the petals. At this point, I picked up more blue so that when I go get white again, I have some pretty shading. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going the wrong way. There we are. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to push hard and pull in. Now see, I didn't get enough blue when I picked, enough white when I picked up the blue. So look here again, right here. I want heavy white so that when, see this blended in too much to this and you don't see a variation right there. So all I do is pick up more white, guys. Watch this. And push down and it should make, no, it's still not. There we go. So see how that really looks like it's in front? Okay, so say I just want it to have a little bit more fluff in here, right in here. I want y'all to see this. I take blue, then I'm going to grab some white, and I can add right in here, just totally at one time without doing the two steps. I can say, hey, I want this one to come in here. See how that gives a little bit more instead of just so controlled there. And I can even add another one here, but that one needed more blue. So I could take this one like this one across here, and then add more blue on the tip. This one looks kind of funky. I probably shouldn't have put that one in there, but I like this one. Just want you to see, these are the steps. And look, I made that where I don't like it, so all I have to do is stroke back over it. What I like about one stroke is if you're unhappy, you can just pick up more paint and restroke it. You take the gamble of making it very muddy. Because you see, the more you do like that, the more fluff you get. Push hard and then at the first of the stroke, you push hard. Push hard and then let. Okay, so see how fluffy that looks in front? Now this is lighter. It's not as deep as the one on the black, but the black's going to help make it deeper also. Does everybody feel kind of comfortable with the stroke that they're doing? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, well, we're going to do, I'd like you to smile, Katie. Like, I have so many people out there serious. All right, wash your brush and let's get the green. So I want this lime green and some sap green, because it's going to show up really nice. Or did I tell y'all thicket? I think I said sap. Whatever you have will work. Okay. Now all you do is, depending on what size you're working with, you just stage down to do smaller brush. A 16 will work. It depends on what size you're doing. This was 11 by 14, and this 11 by 14. This 11 by 14, I use the 3/4 on these. Okay. Almost 2 drinks. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do. And when we're doing the leaf, I want you to see that most people, oh, this pen's not working. Okay, let's get a pencil. Oh, here's a marker. Okay, most leaves, this kind of leaf I don't like when it's curved like that, but it gives you the shape of a leaf. Because usually I like to do kind of a leaf like this to give a little bit of a curve. But the thing that's real important, I think you've seen on the worksheets that I did, is that if this one is going to have an arrow instead of our heart leaf has a Y. Where am I at? See the heart leaf, I do this, like this, and what happens is right here is the wiggle. All right, so this would shape like this and then slide down. Now the whole key is that this shape right here draws the leaf. All right, so if you want a heart shape, what we're going to do is do this shape here, but we're going to do it as an arrow going towards our flower. Okay, so then what happens after I put my green, my dark green, way out here? So imagine here's our leaf. This part we're going to go like this with dark green. All right, just like we just did with dark blue. Then we're going to start our flat brush and pull in all around. Okay, so we have this extra space. So if this is the size leaf you want, then in here is the dark green. All right, so what I'm going to do is start my arrow. Okay, now this is where I get people confused, because when I'm saying this arrow, they don't know where to put the brush. So I want you to see that that's the way I'm doing it, like an upside down Christmas tree. I'm going to wet my brush, lay it on the paper towel. Then I'm going to grab on both sides of my brush the sap, and I'm going to start in the center, guys. I'm going to go this direction, but I start on the center line, on the center line, on the line, and I'm going to come down to a point. So it would look like an upside down Christmas tree. Start in the center line, center line, center line. So just watch me for a minute. So now what I'm going to do, and I'll do this over with you. I want to make sure I have plenty of paint there. So now I'm going to wipe this, but I'm still leaving the dark green on there. I'm going to grab this lime green, a bright green is what you need. Now it's easier to control the tip, because if you start up here, by the time you can go on and on and on. It won't be as pretty. So if you start here, now look, this is where we're going to be, way out there. So if I start way out here and pull in, and I control the tip, I can keep making sure it's a pretty tip, and then I pull it into the green. Then from there back, it's going to be pretty already because I have a nice tip. So out here's my line. See this out there? So I'm going to come here and push down, and I want to go exactly back up like I pulled originally. I pull down, out. I'm going to push, like I pushed down like I did before, and I drag it in. Push and drag it in. And you can go back and touch it up, but you have to be careful. But this is what you don't want. This is what people tend to do. Uh-oh, sorry, we left the phone on. What people tend to do is grab this and have zebra stripes. I don't want stripes. So to do this, let me turn it around so y'all see. To do this, I'm going to touch here and kind of go back and forth, push down hard, and drag up. I'm going to come out here and pull up to make a nice smooth edge. Touch, pull, touch, pull. See how pretty that leaf is? And then all you do is stand up on this chisel and pull in. I'm sorry, guys. Stand up and pull in. You want to do it one more time with me? Okay. So if you're doing jeans or pants and you're trying to do a leaf, the fabric paint does not wiggle well on fabric. But you can get this look really easy with your leaves. And then I like to put metallic pulled in. But it's a quick brush. Then grab your limey green, make a nice point. And then go all around the edge, picking up. See, they don't have to all be all exactly alike, but you're picking up that lime green. Now, what happens with oils is that we will be doing this, and then some people run into a problem where they bring too much, say I bring too much lime green and there's no darkness anymore. Oh my goodness. Something came across my whole screen. There. All right. So see, I put too much light green and it just looks muted. So I can take and dip back into the dark green and pull some back in there. And see how I got depth back in there? Look, right in here. I can pull it, but I like to do it right the first time. I know that it doesn't always happen, but if you do it right the first time, it always looks prettier. Can y'all see this up close? See how I put the dark back in? This one I did it in the beginning. And then this, so there's no problem with it not being pretty. I thought, since we don't have time to actually put our put everything on, I guess we could start doing it a leaf, but I just want to show you a little trick. You want a trick? Yeah. Okay. If we take, I'm just going to use like a 16 instead of a 3/4 to show you this. So we're going to do this on the big leaf. And I'm going to roll this leaf. And some of you might have done this with me on oils, but I want to show you anyway because it's fun. All right, so I'm going to take my brush. I've got it all dark green, and I'm going to come over and side load this brush with a light green. Work it in real nice. Okay. All right. Now I can even pick up a little bit of white, look at this, and work that white in so it's even lighter. All right, so now to roll this leaf, I'm going to turn it this way. And whatever color's on the outside, sometimes it's dark on the outside, but since we're on black, we have to put the light on the outside. So you ready? Now I'm going to do this hopefully so you can see it. So I'm going to follow with whatever color's on the outside. So I'm following with the light green, right? Now watch what happens, and we'll try to keep my hand out of the way. I'm going to slide along here, and then I'm going to lay it down, and then stand all the way back up to the outside edge again. And it looks like I rolled it. Y'all see that? If I do it a little brighter, y'all can see better. So let me try it on the other side.
That's great.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Okay, now here we go again. If I'm on this side, I'm going to let that fall behind. I'm going to lay it in. Oops. Trying to miss the camera. So I'm going to lay it in. All right, you have to have a really good chisel, and this brush is not a very good chisel. Let's see how you can flat little edges.
Wow. Looks
Also,
great.
thank you. Also, what you can do is, you know how sometimes with fruit they have leaves that have a little jagged edge. But the key is you got to come all the way to this outside edge and get it smooth again. But then when you lay it in, the dark is this dark out here should be the underneath leaf coming out. And you can do this with all kinds of colors. All right. Big difference. This brush has not got a good chisel, but I didn't want to use a 3/4. I used a 16, and this one is not very good for me. Because when you come back at the chisel, you want it really nice and chiseled at the tip. Isn't that kind of fun? All right, the other thing that we like to do is if we have this leaf like this, we can take, we did this with some rose leaves. Rose leaves have this a lot. It's where you're going to take your whatever green, say I have my light green, work it in, and I'm going to pick up white. So all these little tips help add to your painting as you're doing it. Dark green. Okay, and so you can go, rose leaves have a lot of little jagged little edges. Now, what you really need to do on this is it's got lime green on the edge, so you can come along the edges and do little teeny chisels back. Or, say I had lime green, which I should have had this thing. A little bit of white, you can go on the edge and pull it in and add extra color to the edge. Or you can just do chisel white. And every once in a while, what I like to do is say I have red. I don't want that. Okay. Remember what I said, I can come in here and pull the black back in there. Not black, dark green. Okay, but I like to add other color into my leaves, but you don't want too much. Okay, so, especially when I'm doing fall leaves, I'll put a little bit of this red to show you. That while this is wet and I've got the limey green, or you can go later even and get this look, is I can go and just dip a teeny bit of red. You just get a little flat bit of red. And I want it to blend in, so I can go right here. And when I go back over it like this, it picks up some of the green on the edge. See that? A little bit in here. See, I put too much, but if I grab that green and stroke back over it, it's just the green that's in the leaf. So now look how pretty that lake ends up being. All right.
Lovely.
All right.
Pretty.
So, and it could be, that could be yellow, it could be rust, it depends on what you're painting. The other thing that we are doing on this painting is that we're taking dark green and lime green, double loaded, and we're going to come in here and there and do some curls if you want to. So what we're doing is I'm chiseling, I'm pushing down, and I'm standing up and doing scroll work. So when I do the scroll, I'm going to come and I want to have a really good chisel. So when I come up, this will go right in and stand up. See how teeny my chisel is? But you have to have some green, dark green, for this to really pop on your black. So I like to just come in here and fill these in. This has extra little curls. But then I take my script liner, as you'll see in some of the picture, is that I use that lime green and made it a little inky. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to start outside and start curling. And if you're really good, you can do it without lifting your brush. But there's nothing wrong, guys. This dark green, you can see better, but it won't show up on your piece. But you can go 1, 2, 3, and curl that around. And I fit it inside these little clusters that I did. And we're not doing curly cues. We're doing more of those curls. I just got some on this. Okay, so what I'd like to do, and we got a couple of minutes here. I'd like to get, did y'all learn anything? Yeah?
Lots. That's great.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Where are y'all?
We're here.
Well, I'm somewhere else. Why not? There we are. Okay. That was good. All right. You would think I haven't done this before. Okay, so I'm going to take my black canvas, and hopefully y'all have some chalk, or sometimes people use a script liner. All right. So what I want to do is put y'all out. I'm going to try to move it all the way this way. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Gladys. All right. So what I'm doing is I've got my canvas here. Whatever size canvas you want, guys. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lay out our design. And the first thing we're going to do when we come back is we're going to add some leaves. But the first thing I want to do is I'm off the canvas. Darn it. I'm going to start here at the bottom because I guess I can't show it to you all at once. I'm going to come, I'm like 2 fingers from this edge and 2 fingers from over here. So I'm going to curve this way. Okay? Now from the bottom corner, watch this. From the bottom corner, I'm going to pull my thumb to the point down here and my little finger to the edge of that part of the flower. So if I'm at the corner of my canvas down here and I stretch my finger It's right there.
Mhm.
So see that line, that dot? So I'm going to just gauge that this flower is going to be about that big. Now, if you have a bigger canvas, you're good. I'm just saying, what I usually do is if I have a picture of the flower, I mean of my painting, if y'all have printed out, I'm going to take and fold it in fours. And then, of whatever size your canvas is, and then you'll know what's going to be painted, I mean, drawn into each four of those corners. But what I did is I decided that right here is this one flower, and over here is going to be this yellow flower up here. It's going to be smaller, but it is also going to be coming in like this. So, yeah, this one right here has got the trumpet and the top. The one up here has got the trumpet on the top and the trumpet effect there. We're going to lay green over that later. But if I move over to the far left, this one right here is smaller and is, or I don't know, you're looking at me straight on, so it should be the same. Sometimes it's not, if it looks reversed. This is going to be a smaller one up here. And then I'm going to have this big round one here. So what we're looking at is we're trying to find our triangles. So I have this trumpet, and this little trumpet as a triangle.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what I did before is I squished this white flower up here. So I'm thinking these three are my triangle. I can also have this one, and this one as a triangle. And so it can also be heading up. All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, that's a triangle. You can also go 1, 2, 3, that's a triangle. Or my center, round, this one, and this one is a triangle. So as long as you see those triangles, you're okay with your design. So I'm just going to leave this there for a minute so y'all see where, hopefully you'll see enough of the canvas so you can see where it's going. And if you have a really big canvas, you can come down and put another one lower so that you have another triangle of design. Now, the thing that's good about this triangle is they can all be different colors. But I did put two and a lighter one together, and then I have this oddball kind of one. This is the one I'm hoping to improve because I think that one's ugly. Okay, I really like the streaks and all the rest, but that red one is just missing some. So y'all need to show me how to do it better. Show me how yours is going to be. Okay, guys. Everybody's got that laid out? Now, this is what we have to do when we come back, is that we have to put a leaf right here, a big one. Okay, so in between these two. So if we're doing a triangle, that means we need another big one right here, right there. So we got one there, one there. This is at the bottom. Don't make it go straight down. And you'll see I've got a little bit of an angle going to the side. So just remember, I need you all to think about this. When you're doing your bouquet, you can have your leaves go out and away all the way around, because this is more kind of a round bouquet. So when you're looking at it, your leaves are going out and around, okay? All the way around. Okay, so I have one more of my triangle that's going to go in before we do a flower, and that one's going to be up here. So we have 1, 2, and 1 at the bottom, 3. Our triangle of leaves, and that's all we put in first because all the other leaves are going to sit in there afterwards. After we lay out our flowers. Now I am going to have this one come a little bit higher, but none of that matters until we get our leaves in there. Okay? So when we come back, I need your lime green and sap green on the plate. And at least your blue and white on the plate. Don't put everything because we need it fresh. Okay? Okay, guys, we are ready to do our leaf, and I know it's everybody's favorite thing, so.
It will be.
So I'm going to mute you guys out, and you guys you can come back on at any time and ask me any questions you want, but we just want to do this so we can get going here. All right, so I covered mine, and I still have some green, so hopefully that's enough green. Now you're not going to see very well me putting the dark green on here, but I'm getting both sides of my flat brush, my 3/4, and I'm going to start at that line, and I'm going to imagine my arrow going down, 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 down. And I want plenty of paint. So you don't want to skimp it. Most people don't put enough paint. So everybody come down on that. I'm doing that center bottom, and I pulled it all down like our arrow. Remember this arrow? We go like this. Okay, we're going to pull in the direction so that we do the center. Okay, that's what you're supposed to be doing. This is the problem. This is what happens. I want to show you guys what I like to show you what's wrong. This is what a lot of people do. They go sideways. See that? They go sideways like this. You're going to go downward, downward. All right. So then when we do the green, we're not coming, the light green, we're not coming from the side. We're going back up. And the shape, if you're looking at it, it's going to be the shape of a Christmas tree. See, if we turn it around, the shape of a Christmas tree. Okay. So it won't be that shape unless you pull it out like a Christmas tree. See, I'm pulling it out. All right, now while this is wet, we gotta move pretty quick. While this is wet, we're picking up the tip of the lime green, and we're gonna get our tip of our leaf first thing. Okay? And wherever you do that chalk, you're gonna push and lift back in. Oops, I had white in this. You really don't want white. I'm going to push and lift. Now, I don't know what it is about this painting. It's not a difficult painting. I have to tell you how many people that want this painting when they walk in my studio. They go, oh my gosh, I got to have that. Then you pull the stem in the middle. You see how you have to do it? Now, Sharon, you don't have to pull every time on your paper towel just if you're doing oils, okay? Because some of the screen, we need it in there. So I'm going to do the second flower leaf. So what helps you is the more leaves that you do, and do the tip first, then you push and pull, push and pull. And if the outside edge doesn't look good, remember this, I will put this here and pull, and then I'll go back and grab it again on the other side. Push and lift, and I can go back and touch it on the, look, I'm going forward, and I'm going to go back and touch it back here to blend it in. Smooth outside edge. And then I pull the stems down the middle to clean it up. Y'all see that? Got a lot of shine on it. No fancy leaves like they're rolling and stuff while we're having class. We're just trying to get the leaves in there. I just like to show you a little something that you can practice and work on. In our drawing course, you get a certificate and you have to do homework. As you saw, Miss Sharon, you must have been busy. Because you got all week now. Some of the others have not jumped in there yet. I started my prop today.
Oh, cool. I've got grandkids coming, so I had to get it done.
Okay. We progress and we grow in our pencils, in our drawing class. We shipped out all the pencil sets that even any of you asked for the other day. Okay, so we have lots more leaves we're going to add, but not right now. So I am just going to put that brush in, and I have a second 3/4 I'm going to use, and I'll put it in a paper towel. And remember, I wanted to start with the blue.
Donna, which blue are you using? The Look at Me blue or the cobalt blue?
The cobalt.
Okay.
Cobalt. We need cobalt and fresh white. So when we do this, we're going to do both of the blues. So let's go to the top one. It's a small one. Up here. And we're going to push it down and come down to the middle. Now what I want to be real careful about with this one, we're curving these inward. And we're curving these inward this way. But what I want you to do with this is, remember, we need it deep and dark in the middle. So what we're doing is we're just doing the back side. And while we're doing that back side, we have to get white right then. But remember, when I said I just want you to push and lift, I don't want it to go very deep because I need that dark blue. Okay? Pick up a little bit too white. Okay, see those streaks? Those streaks make it really pretty. All right, look at that real close. I want it dark in the middle. And then we're not going to do anything else on that right now because we're going to go to the next flower that's blue. So you see, Sally, we're pulling in while it's wet, while the blue's wet. Okay, so I'm going to come right here. Now this time I'm going to cross a little bit on my leaf. That's why I like to put the leaves first. And I'm going to make this curve in here for the trumpet part. Okay, that's actually going to be the front petals I forgot. Sorry. So push, slide, push. See, I'm doing all these on this side, turning in. All these on this side, turning in the opposite way. So it's okay that you had different levels up here, different heights. Oh, y'all can see it. I was worried y'all couldn't see it on the black. Curve and pull down. Curve from the other side and pull down. Now, what's really good about the black, it gives you depth without you even having to do it because it's already back there. Now remember, I left the blue on the brush and I put the whole chisel in white. And we're going to push out here and lift. I got a little bit too much there. Push and lift. Push and lift. I'll see how all those are curving from the side, from this side over. And these over here are curving this way. It's real important because that gives you the illusion that it's going into the trumpet. Like they're curving and going in. So you push really hard and then lift. And as you're lifting, I said there's 3 P's for one stroke painting. I don't know if any of y'all remember, the 3 P's are enough paint on the brush, enough pressure on the brush, so it's pressure, or the type of pressure. So this pressure is push, lift, all right? I push and wiggle and pull up, all right? So then the 3rd P is the position of the handle of the brush. The handle straight up, so the bristles are doing, and my bristles, what's good about my brushes is that they have a spring to them. So when you push and give pressure and you stand up, it springs up. So if you want to go correct something, you just do a little bit of touch on it. But if you go over this too much, what's going to happen is you're going to make mud. So I suggest that you don't. All right. And then I used the script liner last time, but we can actually pick up the licorice with the corner of the 12. And I'm just going to take and put in some licorice right in this part where the stamens are going to come. But remember, don't come up too far because I want to see that dark underneath. See, I can still see my dark. Last time I came up too high. So we also want to come over here to the small one and just tap in. Kind of like a poppy. The reason I put the black is just to give us the depth. But it's like a gumdrop. It's an arch at the top of the black. Now we're going to do another flower so that this black can all dry. But before we do, I want that inky licorice. Remember? We're doing an inky licorice. We're rolling the brush and we're coming out of our puddle so that we have a thin. And then look what I'm doing. I'm streaking across the white so I have a little bit of white tip. Now I'm going to turn this so I can get to it. But remember, we're going to touch and pull. And as we pull into the licorice, we're going to have to go over and get little bits more white. Now what I did with these blue is that we don't put yellow on these. So we want it to be pretty and arched. See how it comes in an arch there also with the stamens? And then I do another layer lower than that. And every time I leave from here, I'm picking up white. Oh, that was too much white. But no problem, I can use some of that white somewhere else here. So the more I come out here, the more delicate. Okay, look at those. They're easy to pull down when you're pulling this way. I'm pulling up because that one's going down. So when I put the next layer, look, I'm going to put the next layer over here and over here. You'll see that? It's going to come all across there and come across here. And then we come across on here, there, and there. So that gives you kind of where the petals are going to go. I like to bring one up here kind of, so it looks like that flower petal goes to that flower petal. You don't see that at all? So that's where my petals are going to lay on top of there. Okay, and then go do that to this little guy. So we touch and we pull, and we touch and we pull. Little teeny. And so that black's a little bit more dry. So I'm going to put more black on my liner. And then I'm going to come here and add some of those in the middle. You see, we need to have some of that licorice in there. That's what's going to give us depth. So you could put some of that licorice in the back, and then you streak to the white. And I'm going to need fresh white because I've been going into it a lot. Now the other stamens we're going to do for the other flowers are going to have yellow and white. See, I'm going to come in here and touch and pull and get some bright white. Bright white. And even those in the back, I can touch a little bit of white. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry, and we'll have to come back and get blue to put it on top of it. But I really don't want to smear black into that. So I'm going to wash this brush, and let's get yellow and some some clean white next to it. So we have some white. Okay. You should have seen we're using pearl white by accident. And it looks like white, it looks like nothing. The iridescent looks like it wasn't white. We're like, what happened to the white? Nobody could figure it out. Where's the big one? Like, what happened? Okay, so which one is it? Oh, so it's this one. The one over the big blue. Okay. So what we're going to do, I know it looks like we have all this pink color and stuff in it, but we're going to use this moon yellow, or it's like school bus yellow, a bright yellow. And yellow's transparent. So the only thing that's going to make this yellow not look transparent or see-through is if we pick up a little bit of white each time. See that? I'm going to scoop up white on the thick yellow as I go, each stroke. So this should be easy for you, because what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to lay it down and we're going to curve it over. And this is going, I'm going to get both colors again. What's going to happen is this is going to curve in, and over here it's going to curve in. So you can say, okay, I'm going to come in all these locations and I'm going to pull, see how I just say, I'll go around my class and I'll go, there's one, there's one, there's one. Okay? Push hard and then stand up. So see where they're all going to go? Just make sure you're heading in the right direction. So I'm going to do yellow every time I load. Watch this. I'm going to do yellow, turn it over, and grab white. All right? So we're going to push down and lift. And that's a big ridge. You might want to come back later and add some white. All right? But if you add a little bit now, you're going to get a pretty stroke. Now there's my last one. I finally got a real pretty one right there. This one. I'm going to push and lift. Let me go back over that one because the white's not showing. Push and lift. And slide from the side and pull down.
Donna, is that white, when you dip in white, is it on the top of your brush or on the bottom when you lay it down?
Okay, so when I'm picking up the white here, I'm going to lay the white, I'm laying the white down. Sometimes that's not what I do, but I am doing it this time because yellow is transparent and that helps the color show.
Okay.
That's a good question. So I like a little bit of curve, and that one's kind of straight. But see, if you go over it too much, it's going to be muddy. So I'm trying to do this so you don't see, I guess the light's really bright. There you go. Now this one's a little tricky. Ready for tricky? I need y'all to get some red. So I'm going to take, and I don't want any white on this red, so I'm going to wipe my brush, but there's still yellow inside of it. And I like the apple red. I don't know what red you have, but apple red's vivid. It'll be bright. And I'm going to pick it up across the edge, to the edge. And while this is wet, I want you to see what I'm going to do. Everybody watch me even if you're not ready with me. I'm going to come from this center and I'm going to pull up. Now, if you're not careful, you'll go straight like this and go straight like that. That, can you see, that's ugly. From there to there, that's ugly. What I need to do is drag it, drag it, drag it. Boy, there you go. I think you can see better there. So what I'm doing is I'm dragging it up. See how the bristles just feather because the yellow's wet? And you do that all the way around. And if you do it quick enough on your piece, you're going to have that feathering effect. See how pretty that is? So same thing has to happen to this guy. I have to take that 12, put a little bit of black in here, and I did this one smaller, little teeny black, because I really wanted that red to show. And then I took the liner with the licorice, and I'm going to dot this later. But right now, I'm going to put my finger kind of where the red is. I'm going to, I got a big drip. I'm going to touch and pull, touch and pull. I need to get a new liner. I'm sorry. Is that a good one? Yes. Oh, yes. Hallelujah. Night and day. Good chisel, good liner. We want really thin stamens, like eyelashes, real thin. And I like crossing them over each other. Ah, it's got so much of glue, man. You know, see, I don't know why. I guess that yellow is really bright. You know, see that? There you go. Look at that better. You've got too much of a glue from the lamp. Isn't that fun? Miles, isn't that fun? I know you might be tired, but y'all got to stay with me here. Okay. So we're going to do some more of that red. And this is the one I want to, I want to do one more and then we'll do this. We'll end up with the red. Let's do the white. Let's do this white one. And this one right here is also, we only have one that's full all the way around. That's the red one. So maybe that's why I don't like it. But on this one, I want you to see that we start out in the middle. And when I did this, as I'm stroking it, I want to lift it and see streaks, and I want to see the dark underneath the black. Because if you pull it good, push and pull really good, you'll see a natural darkness through it. So I do have plenty of pink color, but I really push hard and pull, push hard and pull. And then we are going to, I put actually a few extra ones in this one. I made multiple strokes, but I want to make sure you see the strokes. So look, I'm going to push. So I'm pushing and I'm on the edge of that brush like an angle. And I want y'all to look at that close. You see how many different strokes I put in there? There. Can you see all those strokes? I have extra ones in here. Laid all in there. Okay, so on this one, I'm gonna go back to the red and then we're gonna keep that red in there. So I'm taking off the white. I'm taking off all the white because I don't want it pink. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is I want that pink on the inside and it makes it look delicate. So, and I didn't wait to put this on here, so that's okay. I don't know, it didn't bother me a whole lot. But I didn't like up here, see where it folded it a little bit. So that's why I took it away from the flower. You know, sometimes we can improve. So we're gonna go get this red again. Just on the tip. Don't get a huge amount and be crazy with it. But I want you to lay this brush. Remember I said sometimes you stand straight up and when you do, it looks like you've done a straight line. I want you to grab it and I want you to lay it and feather it. Feather it, feather it. Same thing. I flipped the brush over, I didn't go get more. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more red and come back in here because I want it to not look too pink. See, can you see the feathering mark? Yeah, we feathered it all into there. So what we do when we do this, Christy, is that we do all the back first. Okay, we're going to keep red in that brush, excuse me, because we're going to go back and do it. But I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. Now, I really couldn't see this black when I finished painting this one. So I did these little small, nice stamens that are longer. See how those stamens are looking? The black's going to be totally covered on those. And they look like they're just springing out from the middle. And they do the same thing. Some come in from the right and some come in from the left, just like we've been doing the petals. This reminds me a lot of Asian flowers and painting when we've been traveling to Japan and to Taiwan. And in Mexico, they do a lot of this kind of painting on the pottery. So it's probably been around for hundreds of years. And what I'm doing is I'm showing you a quick and easy way that I would do it if I was approaching this style. Okay. Are y'all with me? Pretty much? That's good. I got lots of yes. Yes, that's good. Okay, now I gotta do that red flower. I'm gonna figure out something to make this pretty. I keep thinking maybe I shouldn't put white on the tip. Thinking maybe I should put yellow. Okay. So I'm doing pure red. And that is that, what red? It's apple red. I'm going to go a little bit closer for you so y'all can see that better. Now this red is bright, really bright and pretty. Now if you start with a cardinal red or an Inton red, you're not going to have this vividness. This gives you bright. So see, I turned all these in from one way. And now I'm turning them in from the other way. And see, that leaf looks naturally like it's underneath the, oh, where is it? See how that leaf looks like it was just underneath those naturally? Looks way better to do it, those leaves first than to try to come in there later. Okay, now I'm gonna bring that up closer. See? The black gives it the depth already. Oh, there you go. See that? So we have petals in the back. I can lay that one over it. Now see how these came around this way, these came around that way. And I like the ridges. So now look what happens here. We're gonna lay this here and bring it up. Lay this one in the middle and bring it up. I'm gonna come right here, right here, right here and turn them in. So see how they're all turned in? Is it yellow? But everybody does. Over here. I know. I like it that red. I guess I want to. All right, don't do this until I try it. I might change my mind. All right, because what I'm thinking about doing is touching this with some yellow instead of white. So like that okay, or do you want the white? The white gives you a pink.
I like the
You know,
yellow.
I love the yellow.
I like the yellow.
I like the yellow.
Diana, she frowned her nose up. You're not, you can use white, Diana, if you want to. I'll have it both ways. I have one with and one without. So that means you'll have to be in another one to see which one y'all like best. I think I did a better job with the red this time. Maybe that's what's helping it. Huh? What was that?
Sorry.
I thought I had a timer on. Are you timing me?
That's gorgeous.
Who said that? Sally?
Sound-
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know. Now, just imagine, these are pretty, but can you imagine oils? They just make it even more rich. But this is what people love. They love, oh, I already have it all the way. They love that they can get this look without doing oils too. But it's because we're putting tons of paint. Y'all see that? Tons of paint. I'm going to wash that color out as soon as I get that whole flower. And in the middle of this one, we did the same thing again. We put the black. I know we had black because we didn't need it all the way. But I want you to see in front, this is what I want you to see what happened. In the front, you want to do a curve. And the reason you want this smooth is that these petals disappeared in. And then these around here are going to be tapped and be higher. Okay? And then you're going to pull the stamens in just like we've been doing. Okay, so I'm going to pull the stamens in. Now, when I'm doing these, I want them to come into the center, and you can't see them in the center unless you have some white. So what I'm doing with these is I'm then picking up white. I touch and cross over. Now look what's happening on the center here. I have the black ones in the back, and then, don't touch it. I just messed up that petal. I want to put my finger out here and miss the flower. Actually, y'all can put these stamens in on this one later. I'm putting them in there now so I can show y'all. But I would let that dry before I put my fingers in there, because I'm going to try to fix that while it's wet. I did, but really. Yeah. So now I'm going to get that red oil on my brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and get some white again. And we're going to work on this guy. Y'all going to watch me? Because y'all do the stamens later. I'm going to come across here and come down to get the base of my flower. But I don't want to leave it like that. So I'm going to come across here and cross down and down. So I'm going to come across here, and I always like to do those two sides first so I can get that look I want on the side. And then I can do this last one, but I'm going to take this one, do it a little bit different. I'm splitting it and coming down here. Okay. So I have a little bit of a petal that slides that way, and a little bit of one there. But I want to see the petals, all right? So what I did in this one is it showed a little bit through the inside. So I just thought it'd be nice just to pull a little bit up from here with the red, just a little teeny bit. All right, so it just gives you a little bit of pink. Isn't that pretty? Now what's going to make this look good and pull it into some of the other ones that you did was we're going to tap those centers. Now we need yellow and white. That's where we're going to come in here. We're going to tap and put the yellow, which the yellow, oh, I had water on that. Don't do that. Make sure it's a really dry brush. I got water running down. All right, so what we're going to do is dot this. You can use your easy dot, or you can use your paintbrush. And what I do is I wait till these are all dry. I'm going to show you what I do. I tap my finger, and I just tap it in here, and I don't touch every top of every stem. I'm tapping it so it looks more realistic. See this? I tap, 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 tap. And my little finger keeps me from pushing too hard. And I get this pretty little dainty look. I'm going to come down a little bit more on this. See, that's what I don't want to do. See where it snatched it? I can come back and fix that with some white. Okay? Y'all see that? I think that makes it look way more realistic. So by the time you put those white and yellow ones in the red, you get a fun look on that too. But I'm not going to do that right now. All right. So what I do always in my classes, I send you a picture of what we actually painted here. So you will have, I should have done step out, dang it, every time I need to do step outside out. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do, while we have this white on our brush, we're gonna pick up white and yellow. Remember, yellow on one side, white on the other. And we're gonna come in here and finish this yellow one off. So remember, I want it to come up here like this is one petal right here, and the next petal is going to go right here. Okay, so I pick up bright yellow and white again, and I want it to go from this petal. Now I can make this one come in front. You know, see that? Now, if I need to pick up more white because I want it to look like it's a petal in front. Isn't it so nice that you can see it up close? In class, they always tell me, I wish we had your camera here today. See how that white across there, how nice that is? Then I'm going to come across here. And one more. See this one in the middle and kind of do it different. Sometimes I'll leave a split there, and sometimes I don't. There we go. I'm going to put some green on the bottom of this one. Oh, I was trying to think of why does that one look different? Because what I'm going to do to this one is I'm going to wipe some of that yellow off, remember? Now watch everybody real quick. We're going to come here and we're going to feather this up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do on the bottom, this is going to look like it's really deep, which is a little bit different than my other one did. But that's okay. Every time they're going to look a little different. That's what I'm going to send you a picture. Okay, see, I should have stopped. See, I'm getting up there too high. So this is what I would do. I'd pick up yellow and white and come back here and pull back down. Yellow and white, I have to wipe this one. See, and pull it back down. That fixes it. Y'all see that? Yellow and white, yellow and white. Okay, so it's okay. See how I brought a little bit of pink in there? See that one? That looks pretty. Okay, now I'm going to wash this, and we're just doing pure blue and white. And I need some more fresh white while y'all are getting ready. Okay, we're going to do blue and white. I don't mean to take off the navy, but I want to show you those leaves. So then, okay, so I'm doing blue. Now remember that these blues that we're doing, we're going to come here and we do it all blue. Now I'm going to be careful on this one because I got a little close. I want it to be underneath that red. I'm going to put push there, push there. Ah, you know what? I don't like this one. So because this glue is all dry, I can wipe right here in the middle. See how I took that off? Sometimes I get carried away. You ever do that? So because that was dry, which is a good thing, I can split this and have this open down there. All right, so then I'm going to pick up the white. See how that comes alive now? Pick up the white. Now remember when we're picking up this white that we didn't wipe off the blue. Oops. We have that thick glue on our brush. And let's come down. So see how I can still see the center really pretty? All right, so I had it all up there high and I covered up the center. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put some little calyx underneath to grab that. And now I'm going to turn this around so I can get to my big flower. And remember I put these little lines where I wanted that to go. I'm going to put across there. And across here. I'm going to send you these recordings within an hour after class. So you can, some of you like to get back on working on it. If not, makes it free for you another day this week to look at it. But I take a picture of this and I send it to you. Push, pull, push. Now I like this a little open here. And what I like to do, have this glue kind of disappear down into the bottom to nothing, instead of doing what I did there, where I could, so I'm going to bring a little bit of black in here. Okay, see, that gives it a little bit of depth. So, I'm going to come right in here. Some darkness there. Okay, I'm going to get a 12, and I'm going to get my green. I think I kind of use up some of those. And show you a few things. I already showed them to you, but I'm going to, on how I would add the green in here, but I'm going to, so you can watch this later, I'm going to go over the steps that I would do as I'm adding this last bit. With a good chisel edge, I'm going to come in with a couple of other leaves. So first thing I want to do is I use some of these little guys at the bottom for calyx instead of calyx. So I double loaded the lime green, and I'm going to come in here and I chisel. I did scroll work to flush and left, flush and left. You see it disappear? So these are scrolls. Now on here, you could take a few little leaves up. If it's going to look too much all in one spot, since those are pretty close on this one. But what I like is I did have a leaf that kind of comes over this, but on this one maybe I won't. So I can bring some of these down. See how they came around in here? A little bit more of lime green. There we go. Okay, so it's easy if the first thing you do is you go address each base of each one. So this is coming, so the dark green's leading, which means the bright green will pop up. Am I even here? Oh, there's, yeah, I am. So I've got the bright green, and see how it disappears into here. All right. So I dress all those spots first. Does that kind of make you see it better? I went back and I addressed all the bases of all the flowers so I could still fit it in there. There you go. And then I have a spot in here. And I like this over here. So I think I'm going to come right in here and put another leaf right there. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is pull dark green with this 12. All right. And then I'll grab the lime and pull it in. Pull it in. See, this is with a 12, so it doesn't matter what size your canvas. You can still do all those strokes. See that close? Just when I fit right in there, kind of overlap that flower. I can add a couple of little bright leaves. And pull a stem into those. And I like to even put one up here. So this brighter green had a little bit of white. So if I put this back over here, then that brightened that up a little bit. Okay, so last thing we're going to do is we are going to put some curls in, but what I want to do, I need to get some bright green again. So what I liked is that we have bright and dark. Okay, so look right here. I think I need one really nice leaf here to fill in this big spot. And then all we do is put our curls and we're done. So I don't think that's even that. So I got this real dark one over here filling in that corner. And I'm still using my 12. So I did the tip. The tip. So I'm barely touching the edges. Barely touch. And then pull a stem. Okay. So I did put a few other curls in some of the locations, which are the scrolls. And then we can put more up on this. To me, that just gives it a little bit of a yummy look in there. Right. You lift it with dark so it disappears. See that? It's disappearing. And to me, that kind of fills in the areas. I don't know if y'all can see that good, but there we are. All right, and I'm going to put one more here. And then curlicues. Not really curlicues. You guys saw, I'm going to show you one more time. That the dark green's not going to show, the sap green's not going to show. And you'll notice sap green we end up using a lot because it brings in a really rich, deep color. And I started using that way more after I started doing oils because that's the color that we like a lot. So see how I'm adding just a few curls? And anywhere like it's kind of dull looking in the middle, I can put a curl. And leave it up here. One, two, three. I just think it gave it a little bit of a lighter effect. If you don't like something you've done, like I'm not thrilled with that, but I can add a few more around it, kind of lightens it up. Okay, guys. And then I don't know if you've ever looked at this, but when we're signing, we're going to do all downward strokes. Especially, mine is easy. That's why I don't do Dewberry, because I don't like R's. But it's nice to figure out what your signature is. And sometimes I'll put a date and sometimes I won't. You know. But there we go.